Hello everyone, my name is the Phawx. Right now we're going to be looking at the Classic 2 Magic, a device that will connect to your SNES or NES Mini and allow you to play your physical SNES games on those devices. The Classic 2 Magic is not plug and play. One must presume that it isn't because it requires HackChi to operate. So if you go over to classic2magic.com and head down to the download links, this is where you'll go to download the first time setup files as well as the C2M setup files. If you already have HackChi installed, you'll first need to use the uninstall files by themselves to bring your NES or SNES Mini back to stock firmware. The first time setup is a bit of a process and requires prepping the Classic 2 Magic and having the files ready. The Classic 2 Magic will blink slowly, indicating it's ready to flash your NES or SNES Mini. From here, you'll want to hold in the reset switch on the device and turn the power switch on. Continue holding the reset switch for 5 seconds and then let go. Now you just have to sit back and wait 5 minutes while your SNES or NES Mini is hacked with a custom version of HackChi. Whenever you boot your unit, you'll be greeted with a Classic 2 Magic boot screen and can begin using the device. Because the Classic 2 Magic is a device that sits on top of the SNES or NES Mini, you'll always want to make sure you power down the unit first and then the Classic 2 Magic last. Inserting a cartridge in the Classic 2 Magic and then powering on the device begins the dumping process from the cart to the USB drive. It's worth pointing out here that if you wanted this device as a means to also dump your physical SNES collection, this is also a valid means of doing so. But one thing to stress is that it's a one-way road, meaning your dump only goes to the USB stick. Any saves that are generated while playing on your SNES Mini will not be transferred back to your cart. The save will only exist on the USB drive itself. One of the things that I do like is that the Classic 2 Magic will only present a game as being available while that cartridge is in the slot itself. Even though a bunch of games will exist in the Game Dumps folder, only one will be presented to the system, and it requires that specific game cart inserted on the Classic 2 Magic. And because it is just HackChi and RetroArch, you can easily put any ROMs you want on the USB drive itself. One of the quickest methods is to put the ROMs in the Faves folder, and that will generate a list of up to 29 that is offered in a quick selection. Otherwise, you could totally just run RetroArch from the settings and load the media by pointing to the correct file. The other thing worth noting here is that save files will be generated from the official emulator if you use these Faves folders. Otherwise, it will save as a RetroArch save. And that's pretty much it. The Classic 2 Magic does what it says it does with some additional features, like playing any ROM from the USB storage. While the Classic 2 Magic does work, what is really on offer here? Obviously, we already had HackChi available to us, and this is using HackChi to operate. So what value does the Classic 2 Magic offer? It allows you to dump your physical SNES library and play it on the device. It is a relatively straightforward way of putting HackChi on your NES or SNES Mini without having to do anything through a computer. And it's an easy way to add external storage to your NES or SNES Mini when that requires mods otherwise. I can see the Classic 2 Magic appealing to a lot of people. When looking at prices, you're almost within spitting distance of the analog NT. Basically, the Classic 2 Magic is great for those with a large SNES library and want to keep it legit and already own the SNES Mini. The only negative thing that I can say about the Classic 2 Magic is there is no off switch on the device itself. You have to pull out the plug to turn it on or off. Secondly, you are still working with emulation, which again, if we were to compare it to the analog NT, the NT is going to win here. I'll leave off this review with showing you how to uninstall the files and bring you back to stock state. The manual isn't super clear, it's literally just putting the uninstall files on the C2M and powering it on and waiting for the device to become ready, and then hold the reset switch and power it on again. Give it around a minute and power everything down, and you'll be back to using your stock SNES Mini. As always, thank you so much for watching.